there's so much stuff that I sent you guys yesterday. And I could have stayed here later.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
to end the war in Ukraine within 50 days.
It's the president's latest show of frustration with Vladimir Putin. He says they talk often about ending the war.
And I always hang up and say, well, that was a nice phone call. And then missiles are launched into Kiev or some other city. And I said, it's strange.
And the war keeps going.
At a certain point, ultimately talk doesn't talk. It's got to be action. It's got to be results.
In the Oval Office, the president and NATO chief Mark Rutte laid out plans for European allies to buy American weapons and send them to Ukraine, which Rutte hopes makes Moscow think again.
I would reconsider whether I should not take negotiations about Ukraine more seriously than I was doing at the moment, if I was Vladimir Putin.
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
In Gaza, hospital officials say overnight Israeli strikes across the territory killed at least 31 people. UN agencies are also warning that fuel shortages are putting hospitals and other critical infrastructure at risk. The Israeli military today announced the deaths of 3 soldiers killed in northern Gaza. In Kentucky, the man accused of killing 2 women at the Richmond Road Baptist Church Sunday and wounding a state trooper had been expected in court today for a domestic violence hearing. Police fatally shot the man at the church. Stocks closed with modest gains, the S&P up about 0.1%, the Dow 0.2, the Nasdaq 0.3. Fed Chair Jerome Powell's asking an inspector general to review the cost of the central bank's building renovations. The White House has attacked them as ostentatious. And former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced he will run for New York City mayor as an independent candidate. Cuomo lost the Democratic primary to progressive Zohran Mamdani. Current Mayor Eric Adams is also running as an independent. Curtis Sliwa is the Republican candidate. This is AP News. Fire tore through an assisted living facility in Fall River, Massachusetts last night, killing 9, and Julie Walker reports.
Trapping residents like Lorraine Ferreira.
I thought I was going to die. I really thought I was going to die.
Ferreira says instead of staff alerting her, a neighbor did, but she could not get out.
I hung out the window yelling, help, help, second floor. And someone above me was yelling, help, help, third floor.
Emergency workers rescued more than half the roughly 70 residents. Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon says it wasn't easy.
The mobility issues associated with this type of facility is the biggest obstacle, right? I mean, you have a lot of people that can hardly get out of the building on a good day.
At least 30 were injured, some severely, others with smoke inhalation. Governor Maura Healey.
It's so heartbreaking and so sad.
The cause is under investigation. I'm Julie Walker.
There's more news and the latest developments at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Half a day, golfers. It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary, and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes. With our popular blackjack double payorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name.
It's a brand new day in the Marianas. Coffee's hot and we're full of promise. So say it on the teeny and feel the glow. We've got the stories you wanna know.
All right, good morning, Marianas. Oh my gosh. Hey, it is 7:43 here. It is a Tuesday morning, and we are already in to the new week. Can you believe it? Oh my God, I got to write this down after I just saw that comment. Hold on. Because I know there's stuff going on in the Marianas. excuse me, that you guys need to hear about. Holy smokes. Good morning, Marianas. It is 7:43, and we are looking at a beautiful day today, unless you like water and power in the Top Chow area. True story. I have got some fun stuff to tell you about. So, hey, it's 83 degrees outside right now. Humidity's at 82%, and it's dropping as the sun gets higher. We're looking at isolated showers today, partly sunny skies, high near 88, and winds out of the east, 11 to 14 miles per hour. We're looking at gusts as high as 18 miles per hour. That's a whole lot of gusts going on. And that's not so bad, because that means it's blowing it around out there, and we will take it. It is gorgeous. And tonight, probably going to get some rain. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies, low near 78. And it's still going to be a little windy, 30% chance of rain. Kind of means we're going to get some rain. What about tomorrow, though? Tomorrow's going to be just the same, except they use the T word. What does that stand for? Thunderstorms. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, partly sunny, high near 86. Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms. It's that thunderstorms thing that takes all the joy out of it, but who knows? Maybe you live in a little dry patch and you need a little bit of rain in your area. Maybe you just want to scare the dogs a little bit. Hey, that works. It's there. Good morning, everybody. Great to see you. Let's get in there and see who's with us this morning. Want to say hi. Oh, Mariano Iglesias, good morning to you. In fact, we're going to call you in just a minute. So if you're watching, get your phone ready. We are totally calling you. Luisa, good morning. Great to see you. Oh my God, you're like, I hope you enjoyed time with yesterday, and I hope you didn't drive Kathy crazy. The last part, I can't guarantee that. But the first part, yes. I'm going to tell you about that in just a couple of moments. Now, who's out there? Oh, Kyle and Daisy Kaipak. Great to see you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning. Piling Zetmo watching us, spending long distance just to watch, because he's watching all the way from Guam. Great to see you, my brother. Eric Mopnus, my VFW compadre. Great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Great to see you. Michael McElroy. Holy smokes, great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. All right, Luis is saying, hey, there's a makeup game on Friday. This is Saipan Baseball League. You know that makeup games are later in the week. Well, the Cardinals and the Phillies going to be playing this Friday. That looks like it's going to be a great game. And you know it because all those All-Stars that represented us in the mini games are back. So we're going to see them out there on the field. So great to see you guys. It is awesome. Hey, by the way, Luisa Cabrera, we have one of your prizes from Janelle's raffle. We got it right here at the studio. So if you can make it down today, that'd be great. Anytime, come on down and pick it up. We've got it for you. You won this awesome gift bag from D&Q. And thank you so much for buying tickets. And thanks to all the sponsors who participated and supported that medical fundraiser that we did. Wait, you guys do that? Yeah, we do it all, baby. Carmen, great to see you. So much, so great to see you today. Thanks for tuning in. Paradise Dental Spa. You know, where else can you take your teeth to the spa? I mean, you can't. You could stick your head under a jacuzzi, but it's not the same thing. You get to go to give your teeth a nice massage, get their nails did, and all that stuff. No, Paradise Dental Spa. By the way, special discounts for folks who are with the military. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a discount, but it's definitely your insurance covers everything that they got over there, and they would love to have you. Let's keep going. Chris Tomakane, all the way from, oh my God, he's already in Tacoma territory. Tacoma Kane is where we should call him. Chris Tomakane, what a kind car club, all the way out there in Washington. Great to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in as well. Who else we got out there as I'm scrolling through? Tobak Castro. Man, everybody loves Tobak Castro. The only people, and this science has proven this, the only people that don't love Tobak Castro are the people who have not met Tobak Castro. And, you know, the funny thing is, a lot of people who've never met him love him too. It's funny. It just happens in the comments. You just never know what's going on. DPL is in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great to see you. Oh, man. No, I did. I'm not sure if I saw that, but I can't believe it's playoffs already. I think we talked about it yesterday. But the junior and senior league playoffs, the All-Stars, these are the kids, a lot of them who just got back from Korea at the beginning of the month for the Asia Pacific Regional Championships, and also the folks who came back from Guam for the Asia Pacific Regional. They are all getting their playoffs going this weekend. So it's going to be some serious action over there at the Tanko and Tangay Fields. What do we got? Oh, Ann Attow, good morning to you. Thanks so much for tuning in. And holy cow, Urshal, and good morning, Marianas. I love it. Great to see you. Gregan, great, all the way. Are you watching from Gregan? Because that would be pretty cool. Thanks so much for tuning in. And Tobot weighs in. He's like, hey, Tobot Castro is the reason I am hot and sexy. Man, I'll tell you what, put you guys together on the calendar. It'll be the new NMI News Service calendar, the men of the Marianas. You guys, what month do you want? Peeling, I'm thinking you for February, for the month of love. There you go. Tobot, you got a tinted month. Maybe that's like October. Because, I don't know, I think October seems to be like a tinting kind of month. You know, you got all this nighttime stuff like Halloween. I don't know, that's just my first two thoughts. You guys get first dibs on February and October. I like it. Tinttober is what we should call it. Or September. I don't know. You guys figure it out. You let us know what you want to do. Hey, Travis Jones, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. And Marilyn Villa, thank you for joining us today. Great to see you guys as well. Man, it's going to be fun today as we get down to talk all kinds of business. Yeah, last night, I'll tell you what. So Kathy's birthday was last night. And, we couldn't talk about it a lot yesterday because we didn't want to spoil the surprise. But the kids had told me 2 nights ago, they're like, hey, we want to surprise mom. So we're gonna stay up in the same room and we're gonna make noises and all this stuff. We're gonna fill up all these balloons. When you guys go to bed, we'll put them all up. So they did all that. But part 2 of their plan was that they wanted me to come and grab them during the day so we can go out shopping for gifts for mom. And then we'll get a cake and everything, and so it'll be a big surprise. Well, everything was going great. It was perfect. It was going to be a surprise until I get this frantic call from Kathy. Are the kids with you? What is it? No, because they didn't answer the phone. She stopped by the house and they weren't there. What is going on? Oh, yeah, they're with me. And then I got to keep it kind of brief. Like, I can't tell her what's going on. I know she can figure out, but we were out there buying those gifts and then getting the cake. We come home. She goes back to work. And so we go back to the house to drop off the secret cake and everything. What do we see in the refrigerator? A whole bunch of little boxes of little personal cakes that she's got for our dinner stuff last night. So, well, it was awesome. It was awesome. Our little plan worked. So she ended up coming home in the afternoon. This is one of the reasons why we were a little bit slower on putting a couple of news items out yesterday, because when we came home from that shopping and everything, we got ready so that when Kathy came home, we would surprise her. So we had some of those glitter cannon things and little hula skirts, those little plastic ones we got at the I Love Saipan store. Did we get them there? No, we got the hula skirts at I Love Saipan store, but the glitter cannons we got from National Office. So we're there at the house. All of a sudden, it's like, Dad, come on, get ready. Mom's here. All right, let's go. So we're all there. Mom comes in the door. We're all wearing our little grass skirts, making our little dances and stuff like that. And then she gets her camera out. Of course, she thinks it's the funniest thing. And then it's time to do the glitter cannons. Boom! Leilani's goes off. Keone can't get his to work. I can't get mine to work. It doesn't work. But it didn't matter because Leilani's glitter cannon was enough for like 5 parties. There was so much stuff in there. We're going to be celebrating this birthday, I think, for the next few birthdays. I don't think we're going to be able to get all that glitter out of there. It was all in Kathy's hair. It was all over the place. Holy crap, did it scare the crap out of one of our dogs who did not love that at all. So fun fact, we learned that the dogs do not like that glitter bomb stuff. So it's good to know that happened. Anyway, all those little boxes, and we had our special dinner at the house, and then we ended up doing a taste testing with all those little cakes and rating all those little cakes. So all those little cakes came from Oha's, 6 of them, and then the one that we had from Himawari. We picked the one that we thought that she would like the best. and we did a little taste testing. Then we ended up doing some games, like Uno and Two Truths and a Lie, and what was the other one we ended up doing? Oh, Go Fish. Having a little bit of fun with all that before it started getting too late. But it was a good night, you guys. We had a great time, and it was a great family night. Absolutely love it. I mean, I'm telling you guys, the last couple of weeks with all the mini game stuff, and then just this general job. Most people who know me and know where the office is over here, they see the news van of justice outside all the time. They're like, "Do you ever go home?" I'm like, God, I hardly get as much time at home as I should. But when I do get times like last night, it was just awesome. So I look forward to them. And hopefully we're going to get fancier and fancier and be able to do more of that kind of stuff. I absolutely loved it. All right. Let's get into some of the stuff that we've got. And in my news against diabetes, oh my God. Let's see what we got. Hold on. First of all, good morning, Juan Hookug. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and good morning to you. Fabian says, talk about fitness. We need to promote fighting against diabetes and hypertension. And LOL via Walk with Brad Rosala. Dude, I love that idea, Fabian. I'll tell you what. We could do that as like a new little feature thing. We could walk down the beach pathway and do it like an interview. Kevin Nealon, he used to be on Saturday Night Live, and then he's just a comedian. He used to do like a Walking with Kevin segment where they did like a little interview. So, we could totally do that. I can get guys mic'd up and, whoever it is, take a stroll down Beach Road pathway, and I just have to hold one of those selfie sticks the whole way, which is, it's okay. But we could do it. I like this idea, like a lot. I really do. We can do the push-ups things too. We only did it once. We can do it more. It could be a daily push-up thing. I'm totally down with that. We get the show started with, we'll do that 22 or 25 if you want, but we do the 22 every morning. You guys get down and beat your face. We'll do that for a little bit of fitness. And remember the 22 military members who take their lives every day all around the world. So, it could be a good thing for all of us. Tobot says, student turned pro, even came in third at the World's Tint Off. I love it. Kika Yumul, good morning. Oh, she's watching all the way from California. Thanks for tuning in. Carmen, good morning to you too. Thank you for tuning in. Great to see you as well. All right. I want to get down and talk some of these news topics that we got here because there's been a doozy. Let me pull out the old press release factory here that we got here. So one of them, the big ones, we had so many big ones actually that came out yesterday. Marissa Flores had a big one, and we're going to get her on here. Maybe I don't know if we can get her this morning, but we're going to get Manny Castro for sure. We got him for tomorrow. And we could talk about the press release that happened with him because he's looking at reducing the size of the legislature. You've heard a whole bunch of stuff where folks are talking about, making a difference or spending less money. Well, he's talking about it like he's not messing around. He's starting at home by saying, let's reduce the size of the legislature, right? I'm serious. Joshua, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Oh, happy 25th wedding anniversary to Paul and Rachel Salalila. Holy cow. That's the silver anniversary. Congratulations, you two. Great to see that you guys have been around together for so long. Oh, no. Oh, good. You are ready. All right, good. Because I was just about to call you. 1 second. Okay, 5 minutes. Deal. I got your number ready. All right. I am definitely going to call somebody in 5 minutes. I can't call him yet. I'll just wait for the new little thumbs up because he heard me talking about him. He's like, wait, you can't call me yet. I'm on a call. I'm like, all right. I said we were going to call him. We are going to call him. We're going to call Mariana here in just a little bit. All right. So let's see. There we go. I think he's ready. Let's do this. 1 second. All right. Let's find out. Just moments away. That's hilarious. You guys send me some of the best messages on WhatsApp. Well, let's start this way. Here we go. I'm gonna turn that music down so we can hear him.
Hello.
Hello, Mariano. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Brett. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, we got you on here because, we've been waiting to hear more about what's going on with the updates for the Garapan Restoration Project. And man, first of all, everything does look great down there. And it's awesome because I know you guys have been working pretty hard on all of that. But it sounds like you guys have some new stuff happening too.
That's correct, Brad. Well, thank you for reaching out. Just last week, we started to do some the last remaining item on our list, which is the installation of lights. And so the contractor has begun excavation for the footings. And last week, we started concrete pouring for the base footings. And as of yesterday, we have poured a total of 57 base footings for the light posts. So hopefully, people would start to see the north side of the Garapan Business District light up. We're anticipating installing the light post sometime this week. That is still on a planned event, but just to give you a heads up on what's going on, we are coming down to the last item of our project, and once that is complete, we should be done. The contractor is on schedule to finish July 31st, and we should be out of everyone's hair in the Garapan district, and so that people can enjoy the finished product.
Wow. Well, it's really exciting because I know that you guys have been working on it for a long time, and it looks great. And man, the things that the only thing that we were really missing is some lighting down there, and you could be installing them as soon as this week.
That's correct, Brad. The light poles and the light fixtures have arrived last week, and this week, once we have all of the base completed and ready for installation of the poles, we should be putting those up rather quickly, and it looks like it's going to be the north side, which it'll start somewhere between the Micro Beach Road, the road that leads into Micro Beach, and then we're gonna move our way south towards the Paseo. The Paseo is also finished with the concrete base pour. All it needs now is the wires to be pulled in those conduits, and that is also scheduled for this weekend. So it's gonna come up real quick, and we're gonna light them up. And there'll be no more hiding in the Garapan Business District. So we're gonna light it up. And I know it's been dark for quite some time, and but we're getting there.
Man, just to be able to see what it looks like when it's all lit up, I can't wait because, those sidewalks are great. And then you got some little seating areas. There's all kinds of stuff, and it's going to make it so much more welcoming to all the folks who are coming in, whether it's the local folks hanging out or any of the visitors coming down.
That's right. All the benches that we've had strategically placed around all throughout the area. It's nice to see that people are taking advantage of it. And, this last portion of the project, which is going to be 172 units that's going to be going up. And we're going to be lighting up the business district, and hopefully by the end of the month, everything would be, turned over to the community.
That's so amazing. 172 units just in the Garapan area?
That's correct. So that includes the business district, all the inner streets, and then a portion of Beach Road from the fire station all the way south to the Plumera Steakhouse.
Wow.
Right there by Bank of Guam. So those are the project areas.
So just using some of my old knowledge from the CUC days, just to give people an idea, that's 172 lights in just that area. When Sodalor came through, you got to think all the way back to when I was with CUC, Sodalor time, there were 188 lights that went from the like the Garapan area just up to Marpy, and that was, I mean, that's spread out over that kind of a distance, 188 and then up there. So back then we had like 88 of them knocked down during that thing. So we got 172 just in Garapan is going to be like the new Times Square. It's going to be the brightest lights. Take that, Guam. We're going to have more lights than you down in Garapan area. This is going to be amazing.
And we're taking advantage of Mother Nature, right? And all these units, they're all going to be solar powered, and they come equipped with backup lithium batteries that's going to be recharged, during the daytime. And so, it's not going to be a burden to the system. As we all know that, it's a problem, right? Trying to pay for the utilities and who's going to be responsible for paying for lighting up the area. And so the neat thing about the lights is it's all solared, and and one thing I wanted to add, Brad, with this project, that it came as a bonus, right? That as a result of this project. We coordinated closely with CUC, and we change out all the poles, the poles that are around that business area, and we change them out from wooden poles to concrete poles, and a lot of these poles are hardened because we cement the base of the post. And so as a result of the project, unintendedly, we hardened the business district, and so it's typhoon resistant. Another feature of the project is all the water meters are visible now, so they're not hiding, or there being no excuse for the meter readers or CUC to say, "Oh, we can't find it," because it's right there on the sidewalks, right? And so, that's another added feature to the project. And so, it's a benefit for CUC, for having to be able to have easy access to their facilities. And so, that's one thing that I'm kind of like proud of, aside from the landscape and the roadways that we've been able to improve, the drainages. As you can see, there's no more lake in front of Johnny's Bar and Grill.
That's true.
You don't have to bring in your boots, your rain boots, to walk across to enjoy the good pizza over at Godfather's, or enjoy a soothing libation over by Johnny's Bar, right? You can walk dry and don't have to worry about any flooding.
Well, that's going to be a little disappointing for the boat owners, because they used to like to sail right over to Johnny's and tie up on the corner right there. Now they're going to have to walk and drive. But also, people who like to fish over there, they can't fish on that corner anymore.
Yeah. The marina is just a few steps away, and so you can grab a few brewskis and just walk over to across the street, and you can enjoy that.
Oh, I love it. I mean, all this stuff sounds great. Now I do have one question. So JJ said, and just to clarify, JJ is watching. He's like, "Hey, wow, is this solar powered lights or connected to CUC?"
They're not connected to CUC. They're standalone system, and so nothing is connected to CUC.
Yep. Just great. All right. Well, Krista McConaughey's like, hey, eat your heart out, copper wire thieves. That's hilarious. Gotta love that. And all this stuff sounds great. I do have one question, because somebody mentioned this to me the other day. They said, hey, if you're going to speak with Mariano, can you ask him about the greenery that's down there? Because it does look great, but at some of the corners, it might be a little too lush to try to see around some of those smaller brushes. Do you guys have a plan for some of those things?
Yes, thank you for that, Brad. And we are taking measures to reduce the vegetation. It has been raining the past couple weeks, and yeah, it's starting to sprout all the flowers and trees, and even as we speak today, that is part of our ongoing maintenance, trimming down some of the trees at the corners, at the intersections. And also we have a plan to share some of the plants with the forest industry. They are, because we do have a lot that's kind of like growing, some plants that are growing out of control, and so we're trying to control that, and so we're sharing some of the plants with the forest industry. They are have accepted to take those, and so we're going to wait until the 1st of August to get those plants neutralized in terms of the density, and so we can get those under control, so that people will have a better line of vision at intersections, so that we don't have any accidents.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, just walking around, all that stuff does look really, really nice. The lighting's going to help too, but some of the things maybe looked a little bit better on paper, like with those lower level, like grassier plants that. They look gorgeous, but there might be just too much of them. It's great. I don't know if there's going to be a Marianas lion that's going to leap out and get me on the Sahara, or on the savannah, I should say, as it's peering through the grass. But you never know. There's a few cougars out there. I don't think. Luckily, I am not their prey. I have outgrown that. But they might be stalking through those bushes. Mariano, just always great to hear from you. You've always got all kinds of great news, because you're getting stuff done. You and your whole team over there, OPD. I know it's not just you. You've got a massive army working with you, and you're working for them too, and they're getting it done. And boy, it's like you guys are leading the way in awesomeness, and you're doing it in one of the spots that we could use it the most.
Well, thank you, Brad, for allowing us to share with the public what's going on within the community, and it's always great to share progress. And so in a few weeks, maybe in a couple months, you'll be hearing from us at another location, and we're working to package the new project that's about to kick off, and so we're excited for that, and of course we'll be online to share that great news, and hopefully once it's completed and once it's constructed, it'll benefit the community, and I'm excited for that, and many things it's something that the community can take pride and enjoy.
Well, we enjoy having you on the show. I'll tell you that. It's great to have you, Mariano. And hopefully we can get you guys, maybe feature some more members of your team. Maybe we can get them in there and introduce everybody to them, so they can see the faces who are getting the job done with you guys. And it could be the folks who are actually on the ground doing the work. You can have the folks who are in there planning with you guys. And maybe we just take a little tour of the office over there and get to meet everybody. If you could help get those wheels turning, so we can showcase some of you guys, that'd be great.
Absolutely, Brett. Thank you, and we'll plan for that. And I know some of our team are camera shy, but hey, people need to know who these folks are, and you'll be surprised. We talk about an army; it's really just people that you can count with your one hand, right? And so it's about efficiency and getting things done, and having people knowing what they're doing, and and so I'm so blessed to be working with a bunch of hard charging people, and just having positive things done.
Well, that's great. And, it doesn't matter how many are there. You can't see this video, but I always count people with one hand. I'm like, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. All right. You're going to have to imagine that one. All right. Mariano, thanks so much. You got our number. You can call us anytime. We'd love to have you in studio. And but thank you for the update, sir. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brad. And have a good day and safe day, Marianas. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks so much. All right, that's Mariano Iglesias from the Office of Planning Development. He was on the phone with us, giving us an update that, that we absolutely love to get. All right, well, remember, when you're out there, folks, when you're at night, beware on the streets of Garapan because the cougars are out. They are prowling, and until they change that vegetation, they can just leap out and grab these unsuspecting manhole bin. Look out. Be on the lookout. Ladies, hold on to your men. The cougars are out there. They're wild. All right. Hey, we're going to take a real quick break. But when we come back, we're going to get into some of these things that just came up. Representative Marissa Flores has some really big stuff going on. And I definitely want to hear about that. That has to deal with taxing some of these military development projects. It's been in the news a lot lately, but she's got a big deal about that. And we're going to hear about Manny Castro, the first term, the freshman senator who's looking at reducing the size of the legislature to save the Marianas money, be more efficient. Oh my God, it's music to my ears. Guys, we'll see you with more of that right after this.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical-grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician, who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. In Massachusetts, authorities say the 9 people killed in a fire at an assisted living facility ranged in age from 61 to 86. Julie Walker has details.
It happened at the Gabriel House in Fall River, Massachusetts. Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon.
Crews were met with heavy fire coming through the main entrance and multiple people hanging out the windows, looking to be rescued.
At least 30 people were injured. Family members rushing to the scene to search for loved ones. Again, Fire Chief Bacon.
Our heart goes out to all the families of the people that were injured here, the people that lost their lives here, and Fall River stands with them.
Audio courtesy WLNE. Many of those rescued were taken to hospitals. The facility houses about 70 residents. The origin and cause of the fire are under investigation. I'm Julie Walker.
President Trump's threatening Russia with tariffs if there isn't a deal to end the war in Ukraine. He spoke during an Oval Office meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte.
We are very unhappy, I am, with Russia, but we'll discuss that maybe a different day. But we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days.
In Kyiv, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with U.S. envoy Keith Kellogg.
We are thankful to President Trump for his all messages and very strong decisions about resuming deliveries for us.
The Supreme Court's allowing President Trump to put his plan to dismantle the Education Department back on track and go through with laying off nearly 1,400 employees. And a wildfire that destroyed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge on the North Rim is continuing to spread out of control. It began with a lightning strike on July 4th and intensified over the weekend. This is AP News. Seth Sutel now with the AP Markets Report.
Stocks held near their records on Wall Street following President Donald Trump's latest updates to his tariffs. The S&P 500 edged up by 0.1% Monday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 88 points. It's about 0.2%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.3%. Stocks fell in Europe, but were mixed elsewhere after Trump announced 30% tariffs on goods from Mexico and the European Union. The new import taxes won't take effect until the 1st of August, which leaves more time for negotiations. Speculation is continuing that Trump may ultimately back down. Treasury yields held steady in the bond market. Seth Sutel, New York.
The latest tariff announcement came this afternoon, a 17% duty on most fresh Mexican tomatoes. Mexico currently supplies about 70% of the U.S. tomato market, up from 30% 2 decades ago. That according to the Florida Tomato Exchange. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Okay, we'll still send a code 3.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name.
Hey golfers, it's Tony. Just wanted to let you know that this year's Handmade Charity Classic Golf Tournament will be on Saturday, July 26 at Lolo West. You know, hole number 13, it's either a hole-in-one or a 6. Sorry guys. If you haven't registered yet, it's only $110 through July 11 plus $30 optional play. That's pretty good, huh? I may be retired, but you know, we're never too tired for golf. Oh, and thank you to all our sponsors. This year, we're supporting the Commonwealth Cancer Association. We appreciate you guys. So, don't miss the Handmade Tournament on July 26. Iwe, balesta later.
PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Caught up now with your headlines for everything that's happening, but hey, are you caught up with weather? Well, you're about to if you haven't already listened. We are looking at a good one today. Tomorrow might not be the same, but today, hey, at least we're at 82 degrees right now. A degree cooler than when we started the show. Humidity is still at 82%, and we're looking at a great day today. Isolated showers, high near 88, and winds out of the east with a gust as high as 18 miles per hour. Tonight, though, we're looking at some scattered showers throughout the night. The wind's going to drop down a little bit, and we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, which means, hey, pretty much it's going to rain. How about tomorrow? Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms, so pack an umbrella when you're leaving the house tomorrow. You might as well throw it in your car tonight because it looks like there's going to be something. Holy cow. Hold on one second. Wow. Hey, is anybody in the Cagman area right now? Is there anybody in the Cagman area? Send me a message. Wow. Because we're here. And my goodness, we just got a message saying it looks like there's a big explosion or an accident going down in Cagman Hill. Had to turn around, but there's smoke everywhere and cars are backed up. So not sure what happened over there. If you're in the Cagman area, I would leave out of here to go check it out. But it looks like something's going down in the Cagman area right now. If you're in the Cagman area, if you could shoot us a little info, we'll reach out to maybe we'll just try a real quick call. 1 second. Let's see if we can make a quick call. And this guy may be busy at the moment. All right, well, not able to get him, but I would not doubt that's because he's actively out there working on it right now. But here's something we will do. We're going to call just to see if we can't find something out here real quick. Guys, let's see.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. This is Brad Rosal from NMI News Service.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, we just got a report that there's something going on over in Cagman. A lot of smoke, a lot of cars backed up. Do you know anything about it?
I can pass the phone over to the OIC. One moment.
Sure, thanks.
Okay.
Excuse me. We're just on hold with DPS right now.
Hello.
Yes, hello?
Sorry, I'm unable to find the OIC for this year. But because this is new, I'm sure there'll be something about it later. You can probably try getting in contact with our PIO to get more information about this incident.
That would be great, except for he didn't have an issued number yet. So maybe I'll just reach out to Simon in the meantime.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So let's do that. Let's try one other call, too, by the way. See if we can't get a hold of somebody from the other side. We're calling DFEMS.
The number you have dialed does not answer.
No,
Please try again
that's
later.
the number for DFEMS, the only number that they have listed in the phone book that I'm seeing. Oh, there's another one there. I'll try that one next. Here, let's call this other number that they've got listed here. So, one second.
The number you have dialed does not answer.
All right.
Please
So
try again
far,
later.
we're 0 for 3 with DFEMS. I'm sure they have people who aren't actually out there that might be in the office. But according to what we're seeing here, those are the right numbers to call. We're going to try one more. Okay. I'm in the government directory. It's listed under OPD right now, and I can tell you for sure that this is not updated because I see at least one person's name who is passed away. It's about as good as you can get, though. I mean, the rest of the list looks pretty good. Scrolling back down, looking for DFEMS. Commerce. No, here we go. Finance. No. And, geez, you know, I like the guy who I called first as their PIO. So, like, he would be the guy, but he's not answering. Let's see, because he's probably working on this incident right now. Try another one here. So we called the main number. We called the commissioner's number, and now we're calling the assistant fire chief's number, just hoping to get an actual number for DFEMS. Try Homeland, says Peeling. That's probably a good number. Well, that's going to be our next Peeling. We'll try that. That's a good idea since nobody's answering.
The number you have dialed.
Oh, we got a call coming in. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on one second. Hey, Romo. Hold on.
Hey, sir, my apologies.
Hey, one second. You're actually on the air right now. So I don't know if you're able to give us anything, but we got a report that there's something going on in Cagman right now. Said that there's a lot of smoke and there was a lot of cars backed up.
So there was a reported vehicle fire that was, from my understanding, was fully engulfed.
Oh my goodness!
It was in between Cagman, was it Jota and Cagman and Cagman Mobile.
Oh, on the hill.
Yes, it was on the hill. So the car was pushed off to the side of the road.
No kidding. Is everybody okay?
Yes. From my understanding, the guys that are on scene already said that the occupants are they're okay. They're good.
Holy smokes! And if you guys are on the scene, I'm guessing that fire's out already.
Yeah, the fire's already out. The fire is controlled. I don't have the times. I was actually monitoring the radio when you called, but I believe maybe 2 minutes after they got on scene, they did their assessment and they were able to extinguish the fire and control it.
No kidding. So traffic, everybody's moving along again?
I know that the highway patrol just got there and they're going to start redirecting traffic. I know that the firefighters on scene did request for a tow truck. So once the tow truck does get over there, they should be able to have the flow of traffic going back to normal.
Wow, no kidding, man. That's wild. Hey, if your guys were able to capture anything, if you guys could send us any photos or videos of them kicking some butt and doing a good job, really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If I got anything, I'll try and pass it over to you.
Yeah, please do. And if you guys put out any kind of a release, of course, just send it our way so we can get it out there and talk about our heroes from DFEMS taking care of business over there.
Yeah, we'll do about it. As soon as I get the press release done, I'll shoot over to you.
Hey, thanks so much. And all right, well, I figured you were busy actually doing your job instead of answering your phone, and you were. So thanks for doing that, Romo. Again, you are in that tie for first place for my favorite firefighter in the CNMI.
Thanks, Brad.
Gonna have to put you and Ed Dela Cruz in the octagon to see who's gonna be first. But right now you guys are tied.
I will take care of him. I will take him out.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for calling back. Thanks for your time this morning.
No problem, Brad. Anytime.
All right, man. Take care.
Yep.
All right, that's Robert Mojica. He's a firefighter. He's a vet. He's a public information over there with Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services, letting us know what happened. So now we know what happened over there in Cagman. There was a fully engulfed vehicle fire happening between Jota and Cagman and the mobile station on the hill. The fire has been put out. There's nobody injured from that fire. Everybody's fine, and they did get the vehicle off the road. DFEMS called for a tow to get that vehicle out of there, and DPS has traffic folks on the scene getting people out of the way. So there you go. There's your update right now as it happens from Robert Mojica, Romo, as we call him, getting things done for them. All right, guys. Well, now we know. So much for all those other updates that we were going to really get to. When news breaks, we're talking about that. Holy cow. Really great to know that our guys are getting it done. So thanks so much, Romo, for that phone call. Appreciate it, and look forward to seeing if you've got any photos or videos that you could send our way. We'll put it out there for you. If you guys have some too, if you were out there and you saw any of it, please send it our way so we can get it out there for the folks, and then we'll have a little something extra to get it back. Oh, thank Gloria. No, you are the best. You are the best. 4 out of 5 dentists agree that you are the best, and I'm just some guy. It is great to see you out here. All right. Gus, Lesser YMY, great to see you too. Really, it is awesome to see you this morning, man. I know you've been out and been busy out and about, but I'm getting to that gym more often now, so I got to try. Maybe I'll bump into you more often over there at Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness, you guys got to try. Let me pull that up, by the way. They have a new smoothie. Man, I'll tell you what, I was there this morning, and I'm going to go back there just for this smoothie. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Laddie Built. Because it looked amazing. It just wasn't, they weren't there doing that stuff when I was there this morning. Oh, I spelled Ladder Built. That's the Ladder Built Saints, I guess. Hold on. Let me pull it up. You can be more of a man or a Mormon. Ladder Built. Here we go. Pulling it up. I just saw this the other day, and it looks amazing. Ooh. Here it is. It is here, we can open it up, and you guys can check it out for yourself. Where's the share screen button? Where are you at, share screen? Kapow. That's it. It's the Banana Biscoff Protein Shake. And it's calling my name today, right now. 482 calories, piece of cake. I do that in my sleep. You shouldn't. Yeah, I know. But this is a good looking one right here. So it says it's blended with real banana, vanilla protein, and a smooth Biscoff finish. This shake hits the sweet spot while keeping your macros on point. Well, I'm all about macros because I've been eating a macro amount of macros. I got a little laugh out of Laura for that one. So look at that, 35 grams of protein, 64 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of fat. Well, I am a lot more than 9 grams of fat. So, but that's the lowest number. So that's the kind of stuff those are numbers that skew favorably for me. It says, don't forget, every shake earns you a stamp on your Laddie Built loyalty card. Collect 10 stamps and you get a free classic blend shakes. It's available now for a limited time at the Laddie Bar for $7.25. If you bring your own container, you have your own shaker bottle. Ooh, I do. That's an extra 25% off or 25 cents off. You can be the inspiration, but you can enjoy the nutrition while you're doing it. So there you go. Laddie Built 24-hour fitness. That's good. Bruce calls that the Lotte build. I like it. The Lotte build. It is awesome. It is awesome. We'll get down there. Lotte build, hombre. I like it, dude. Man, dude, I love it. I get to your comments on both platforms at the same time. How do you beat that? I don't think you can. All right. So we're only minor sidetracked on that vehicle fire that was happening over there in Cagman. But now we'll get down to this other stuff that we were actually planning on getting to the whole time. Which one we want to hit first? Let's talk real quick about what Marissa Flores was doing. Let's do this. Let's transfer over real quick. And hold on, let's share screen and let's get you it's not the same if you don't get to see my face on there. I mean, right, doesn't that make your day? No? Okay, well, maybe. Hold on, here we go. I want to make this a larger size so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I'll move up here. Woo! There we go. All right, so this is it. This is from Marissa Flores, representative. Again, we're going to talk about something else also. Phone number's all blacked out there, so you guys don't call her, I guess. She doesn't need all your calls. Anyway, Marissa Flores calls for federal contracting compliance measures in the CNMI to be included in the fiscal year 2021 National Defense of America Act. There you go. So this is a big deal. Hey, Tobot, that was an important sidetrack, though. All right, here we go. So press release that we got yesterday, we put this out. It says Representative Marissa Flores of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature has formally urged key federal leaders to incorporate stronger federal contracting compliance measures in the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands as part of fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act. In letters addressed to the House Armed Services Committee Chair Mike Rogers, Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Roger Wicker, and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Representative Flores highlighted a growing concern. A significant portion of federal contracts awarded in the CNMI are going to companies not registered locally and not contributing to local tax revenues despite profiting from work conducted within the islands. According to the CNMI Office of Management and Budget, OMD, not Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, the Office of Management and Budget, approximately $203.9 million in federal contracts have recently been awarded to off-island firms, many of which are not registered with the CNMI Department of Finance or the CNMI Registrar of Corporations. As a result, these firms avoid paying taxes and fees that would otherwise benefit the Commonwealth. Good stuff. She's on the right track. It says this is not just an issue of fairness, said Rep. Flores. It's about ensuring that the CNMI receives its rightful share of revenues generated from the economic activity occurring within our borders. We cannot afford continued tax leakages while our government faces fiscal challenges. Rep. Flores cited a recent legislative budget hearing where it was revealed that out of over $153 million in Department of Defense construction activity on the island of Tinian, the CNMI government receives a paltry $87,000 in tax revenues. Such figures raise concerns regarding compliance with Section 703B of the Covenant to establish a Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands in political union with the United States, which mandates that all federal income taxes derived from the CNMI be returned to the local treasury. Representative Flores also expressed support for recent efforts by Guam Vice Speaker Anthony Atta, who has requested similar provisions for Guam in the fiscal year 2026 NDAA. His recommendations include requiring contractor registration with local tax authorities and proof of compliance prior to receiving federal funds. Measures Representative Flores believes should also apply to the CNMI. To address these issues, Rep. Flores has proposed the following provisions for inclusion in the FY 2026 NDAA. 1. Mandatory registration.
require all prime contractors seeking or awarded federal contracts in the CNMI to obtain a business license from the CNMI Department of Finance prior to commencing operations. That should only delay things by about 5 years. Just kidding. But we know it takes a little while. Proof of compliance. Mandate submission of documentation demonstrating compliance with CNMI tax and employment laws as a condition for the award and execution of federal contracts. Rep said, these measures are not only reasonable, they are essential. They will help restore integrity to their contracting process, ensure the CNMI receives the revenues it's owed, and reinforce our right to benefit from federally funded work happening in our islands. Representative Flores concluded her letter by thanking federal leadership for their continued commitment to equitable governments and fiscal accountability, and urged timely action on this matter of critical importance to the people of the CNMI. This makes great sense. Absolutely makes great sense. And I'll tell you what, it's so funny. Oh my God, when that door happened, hold on, I got to change this. This is so funny. Only because this thing's hanging on by a thread. I love this thing, but it doesn't have real good hooks. We got to fix that one. I'm probably the only one who noticed, but I noticed. Anyway. So it's a real big deal because you think of all the other things that happen here, all the other federally funded projects that happen here with local contractors and all that stuff. When the people come from off island, they got to run through the same thing. Why would it not apply to the work that's being done with the military coming in and coming out? They have to use the port. They're coming in to the port. They have to go from the port to that destination. They have to land at the airport. You know, all that stuff's coming in through the Marianas. It makes sense that it's got to go through customs and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's it. It makes total sense. Juan says, we need a comment from the military PR guy about this. I think that's a great idea. And Juan says, it looks like the true colors are showing with this training facility. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think this makes sense. Because, you know, everybody else who's getting work done here is paying for it. Like Black Construction in Tinian, right? They have to pay for all those things. They have to make sure all the stuff that they bring in goes through the same process. Why would it be any different than any of these other folks who are contracted? Just because that they won that contract and they're not based here doesn't mean that they don't have to do business the right way here. And I think this is great. It's about time, and we're going to benefit from this. And if they got to do it retroactively, then they got to. Because if it's already there, if those regulations are already there, they should be doing it. How about you guys? I'm just waiting to see what pops up in the comments from you because it's important stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's true. There's a lot of interest in all these things that are going on. And I'll tell you, the next one's pretty juicy too. But this one, you know, Representative Kimberly King Hines was just talking about this stuff too. Hey, there's a lot of stuff going on in Tinian. You know what's not happening? Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, when people say that there's no economic benefit to that military construction, first of all, they're just wrong. They're uninformed. But there should be more with regards to the taxes. This is a new thing. Like, this is something that, you know, you as an average taxpayer resident, I would think that that's already factored in. Fun fact, no. If we're only getting $87,000 worth of taxes off of $159 million worth of stuff that's getting done, you figure that's got to get done. And if they are doing work in the CNMI, which they are, they're operating in the CNMI, transporting, I mean, like, imagine, they got to bring in all that stuff. And that stuff gets here, even if it's in the MLA, the military lease area in Tinian, they still are operating in the CNMI. The MLA, the L is the big important issue. You're like, oh, that's federal land. No. MLA, military leased area. And the military guys, they'll tell you the same thing. They don't own that land. They are leasing it from the Marianas. It's the military leased area. So they are operating in the Marianas. So businesses operating there are operating in the Marianas and land that's owned by the Marianas. So they have to pay and they have to operate under those things. Yes, they have federal guidelines that supersede things. Absolutely. Guess what?
You're still operating in the Marianas. So if you're going to be conducting business in the Marianas, you got to do it the right way. You got to follow the rules of the Marianas. There's a no-brainer on that one, right? It should be a no-brainer. And all these folks from Congress, they're going to be right on board with this too. In fact, you look at the people that she's writing to also. I actually got to ask her for the original letter as well. Because she talked about the Armed Services, the House Armed Services Committee Chairman Mike Rogers. We met him. When we were in Washington. And he's coming out here next month. His congressional delegation is coming. He is coming with his staff next month. And, we'll get to see him in person again, welcome him back to the Marianas. He was great, by the way, all in favor of helping out the Marianas. And he's well aware of what our economic situation is. He knows what our tourism situation is. And him and his team they told us they're all in. They want to help us out. And it was great to meet him. And his office was really cool, by the way. It was really cool. Everybody's office is a little unique over there. And it was awesome. Going into the comments real quick, Juan saying, hey, we need more of our leaders, not just Marissa, fighting for this. Hold on, sorry, make sure I didn't miss that one. Yep, let's see, who else, what else do we have? No, it looks like we lost the comment. Kind of went away. All right, sometimes that happens. I don't know what's going on there, but we lost it. Sorry, guys. All right, what else do we got? That's the big one. That's a big one. That could be a real big impact for us going forward, because there's still going to be a lot of work that's going to be done over there, and there's going to be contractors who are going to be over there. But I mean, this is a big project that's happening right now, and we should be getting more of it, and it would be great to get more of it, like all those materials that come in. Local businesses, if they end up getting these kind of contracts, they've got to pay those kind of bills, right? Why wouldn't these guys? Why would they get a free pass, right? So if there's money that's due the Marianas, well, let's get it. Bam. Trust me, the Marianas is definitely going through some times. I mean, everybody is, right? The whole world seems to be going through some kind of an economic shuffle as we speak. There's all kinds of factors for it. This tourism thing that we're dealing with right now isn't unique to us. Everybody's down. Guam's down like 42% from what they normally get. And again, that dollar difference is a big deal, because you could buy so much more with your dollar. Buying a ticket to go to Korea or going to Japan, and watch how far your dollar goes. It's like Moana. You'll never know how far you go. Yeah, well, your dollar will go very far if you take one of those trips now. It will blow you away how strong the dollar is compared to the won or to the yen. And I'll tell you, that's the best place to take a trip right now if you're looking at taking a vacation. But for them to come here, it's very difficult, because their currency, the amount of money they have when they convert it to dollars, just not as much. And so it's a big piece for it here. Tobat says the military site at the side of Red Cross is Tacoma territory. Yeah, no kidding. We were over there. I shot some video of it, and it was pretty cool when I went there last week. You could really see it. They got a tent. By the way, you could see the signs all over all the porta-johns, the signs all over all the tents for Marianas integration. And they're there, a big part of it. They definitely got a big contract to support the military. And that's a local company. That's Glenna Palacios. She's coordinating down there and getting it done with PACAV and PACAF, Pacific Air Forces. And boom, big deal. Right, they are all in on that contract. I even bumped into former Governor Torres down there. He just happened to be at the same time as I was rolling in and pulling off to the side of the road, going in there and checking out. Yeah, they were driving a lot of Toyotas for sure. They had a lot of pickups over there for the military, and makes sense. I mean, you're going to be going over. Who knows where they're going to be going outside of that spot? But that spot over there, I mean, it's kind of cool to have a truck. And if the government's paying for it, fits within their per diem, they're golden. They are golden. Yeah, it's a true story.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of that, that reminds me of something. Hold on one second. I got to make a real quick message because I saw something that came up. Hold on just a moment. That's so funny. That's like the worst typo. So can we do a quick call? And but it said quickie. I typed an extra I. Great. Don't want that one. Not with this person. But we're gonna see what we got. I'm gonna try to get them on here because I just saw they had a big post on here today, and I want to help promote them because these guys take care of us all the time. Hold on, see if I can get a yes out of here. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. Oh, he's on a conference call. Okay, one second. All right, he's like, I'm on a conference call at the moment. I'm like, hey, you can have them join too. All right. Well, anyway, man, I'd love to have him on the call, but it looks like he's not going to be able to do it because he's in this conference call right now. So I can just talk to you guys about it, though, because it's pretty cool. It's for our friends who take us everywhere we need to be. One second. Let me maximize that screen. Am I going to be able to see it? All right. Here. Boom. All right, well, here it is. And then we're going to get into, we got to talk about shrinking the government here. That's going to be the big topic that we're going to do next. But before we do that, we're going to talk about this. And let me put it over there on the big screen so you guys can see it. Oh, thank you. Boom. All right, let's move this over. Kapow. More seats added? Does that mean they've got seats on the wings? Answer, no. They've just got more flights going on. So Star Marianas, they've got extra flights going on. They said it's an extra flight alert from Star Marianas Air. They're adding more flights between Rota and Guam to make your travel easier this July. Their flight schedule now is going to add Rota to Guam departs at 1:30. Guam to Rota departs at 2:30. Available dates July 18th, the 21st, 25th, and 28th. That looks like weekend stuff to me. You must be cleared through Customs and Border Patrol no later than 12:30. No clearance equals no boarding, and your reservations must be paid in advance to confirm your seat. You can pay at the commuter terminal, or you can email them at smareservations2015@gmail with our booking request form. Seating's limited, and you can secure your spot now to enjoy smooth island hopping experience. And we'll put this up there. We'll share this on our page as well. But you can get around a lot easier now thanks to Star Marianas, getting between Rota and Guam. Either way you go on those dates. So it's like a good Friday to Monday swing to get you squared away. So if you want to fly over for the weekends, you're going to be good to go. All right, we got a message coming in. Welcome back. All right, so let's see what we got. It says typing. Oh, come on. I want to move on to the next topic, but I can't. Oh, here we go. All right, so here's the answer. I'm messaging Sean Christian with Sean Marianas. That's what they should call it, Sean Marianas Air. All right, no, but it's Star Marianas Air. He's like, yeah, what we did is we saw there seems to be quite a bit of demand between Guam and Rota on those days, and where they can, Mondays and Fridays in particular. So we're already using 2 planes for the route, but rather than running both airplanes back to Saipan after they're done with the Rota-Guam-Rota portion, we're turning one around and going back to Guam to open up some more seats. So that's how they're doing it. So
Man, I bet the mayor's got to love this too, because they're going to get some more traffic between Guam and Rota. And if there's more demand, hey, that's great. It said, this works with our current U.S. Customs and Border Patrol arrangement because that second trip can be cleared by them before they return the officer back to Saipan. Great. They're getting efficient because I'll tell you what, flying between Guam and Rota, you got to go through U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. And guess how that works? They fly that officer from Saipan to Rota and back every single day. That's right. The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol does not have an officer stationed in Rota. So who's got to pay for that? You would think it'd be great because U.S. Customs and Border Patrol would be buying a seat. So that would be helping local businesses. Fun fact, no. It's Star Marianas that has to give up that seat to that officer. So they actually are the ones who transport the officer because U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is saying, we just won't do it if you guys don't give us a seat. I think that's not awesome, but that's how it works. So they are doing it. They are providing that benefit to Rota. And it's a shame. I'm telling you, it's a shame, but they're doing it anyway. And so it makes it awesome, but I'll tell you what, that should be the letter right there. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, they should be buying the ticket for their officer. 100%. There's no maybe on this. If there's a need between our airport and our people and our businesses, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, we don't fly on Star Marianas, the officers here, even like to Saipan when they come from wherever, to be a U.S. Customs Border Patrol officer in CNMI, some of those guys are from here and some of them move here to have that job. Who pays for that ticket? United? No, they do. They see that there's people flying every single day. Why does U.S. Customs and Border Patrol burden one of the businesses with doing that? It's kind of Bush League. They either need to hire somebody to be there and keep them as a part-time person if they only work during those flights, or they need to start paying for that flight. I'm telling you, it's not fair. It's kind of unreasonable to expect that would happen. It's 100% reasonable for them to pay for that. They're like, no. I'm like, yes. And at the very least, if some government's got to pay for it, it shouldn't be that one business. It's crazy. They are paying for that out of their own travel. It's crazy that that's happening. They need to open up a job in Rota for the people of Rota to have one of those jobs. Make it a part-time job for someone in Rota to do that kind of stuff. Because once you do that, it's going to open up commerce because more people are going to be able to go. That's at least one more seat per day, per way that you're going to be able to fill. So that's more revenue for one business. That's another federal job that's right there. That's more taxes going for the CNMI government. I'm telling you, that's how it should be. Hire someone from Rota. Well, you don't think people from Rota can do it? Oh, Brad, you're being stupid. Hey, I'm stupid all the time. That's no excuse. I'm just telling you, that's where it should go. All right, we are going overtime today for sure. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we are going to be, we're going to talk about this stuff with Manny Castro. He's going to be on the show tomorrow, but we're going to talk about his whole idea about reducing the size of the legislature. I love it. I love it. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical-grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician, who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump's threatening to punish Russia if there's no deal to end the war in Ukraine within 50 days. Sagar Magani has details.
The president says if Vladimir Putin does not agree to end the war by then, Russia will face very severe tariffs.
Secondary tariffs.
Meaning they would target Russia's trading partners in a bid to isolate Moscow from the global economy.
I use trade for a lot of things, but it's great for settling wars.
While meeting with NATO Chief Mark Rutte, the president also talked about European allies planning to buy military equipment from the U.S. for transfer to Ukraine.
This is really big.
Rutte says the shipment should make Putin take peace talks more seriously. Sagar Magani, Washington.
President Trump says he's imposing 30% tariffs on goods from the European Union starting August 1st. The EU is delaying retaliatory tariffs to allow time for negotiation. Trump also announced a 30% base tariff on products from Mexico. Added to that, a 17% duty on fresh Mexican tomatoes. And Julie Walker has the latest on the New York City mayor's race.
Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who wants to be the city's next mayor, put out a video message Monday saying the fight isn't over after losing the Democratic primary in June.
You probably know that the Democratic primary did not go the way I had hoped.
Democratic Socialist and Assemblymember Zoran Mamdani beat Cuomo by 12 percentage points.
My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans but no real solutions.
Cuomo says only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary, and November is a long way off.
And I am in it to win it.
The former governor resigned following sexual harassment allegations, which he denies. Cuomo is running as an independent, so is Mayor Eric Adams. Curtis Sliwa is running on the Republican line. Julie Walker, New York.
This is AP News. The rivalry atop men's tennis added another chapter yesterday at the All England Club. Gethin Coolbaugh has a recap.
Yannick Sinner defeated two-time defending champion Carlos Alcaraz 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to win his first Wimbledon championship and reverse the result of their epic French Open final 5 weeks ago.
It's more on the emotional or the motivational part, that you have someone who is young, who wins basically everything, and you have to be ready.
The victory Sunday by the number 1 ranked Sinner gave him his 4th Grand Slam title overall. The second ranked and 22-year-old Alcaraz was denied his 6th career major title. He had won a career best 24 straight matches.
A little bit sad about losing, but with the head really high.
I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
There's more news and the latest developments at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name.
Half a day, guys. This is Boss Alvarez over at Joe 10 Motors. Hey, we've got some special for this year's Hand Me Charity Golf Classic on July 26. A glimpse into the future with that's right, a 2026 Kia Sportage as a hole-in-one prize on hole 13. Powerful, rugged, and refreshed with the latest tech and all-wheel drive. The Sportage is perfect for everyday CNMI adventures. So get registered, practice that swing, and win.
That's right. Try your luck and register today at Lau Golf and Resort for the 23rd annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament. With our popular Blackjack Double Peoria format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register by July 11th. Awards luncheon and our always awesome raffle after the game at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the Commonwealth Cancer Association. The Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament on July 26th. From your friends at Hand Me, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Holy smokes, are you kidding? We're still on? What is going on here? We are just working late. Okay, it's not really work when you love what you do. And we are loving some of the stuff that's coming out of our elected leaders now. Senator Manny Castro, freshman Senator Manny Castro is on the move, and he's saying, let's reduce the size of the legislature. We could save about $2 million if we do so. Can you believe it? Yes. And wow, let's talk about this. Let's get into the press release first that we got from Manny Castro. We put this out yesterday. Put it out last night. And this is it. And I love it. In a bold and necessary step toward fiscal responsibility and effective governance, Senator Manny Castro, chairman of the Senate Special Committee on Economic Recovery, has introduced Senate Legislative Initiative 24-02, a constitutional amendment to reduce the size of the CNMI legislature and enhance operational efficiency and restore balance to political representation. Check this out. Big news. The initiative proposes, easy for me to say, a comprehensive amendment to Article 2 of the CNMI Constitution. Listen to this. Reducing the size of the Senate from 9 to 6 members. That's 2 from Saipan, 2 from Rhoda, 2 from Tinian. Reducing the representatives from 20 to 7. Elected at large, authorizing the lieutenant governor to vote in the Senate in the event of a tie. How about that? And empowering the legislature and municipal councils to concurrently enact laws for improved legislative agility. Can you believe it? Well, I'll tell you what. I can believe it. Hold on. So here's what he's talking about. Oh, hold on. What? Okay, here we go. Let's get back to it. A leaner government for a smaller population is where this falls under the title. But check this out. Hey, we got a population. This is based on the 2020 census of less than 48,000 people. He's like, we've got a bicameral legislature of 29 members. I got a real funny joke for that, but I'm holding on to it. A ratio that far exceeds that of neighboring jurisdictions like Guam, where there's 15 senators that represent 153,000 people. Yeah, makes sense. So what does Senator Castro say? He's like, hey, we're overrepresentative by every objective metric, and that this is a structural inefficiency we can no longer afford. I agree. And he says, according to that, each legislature currently costs taxpayers approximately $137,000 annually. That's salary plus a budget office. He says if they reduce the legislature from 29 members to 13, it'll save the Commonwealth $1.78 million every year. Every year. Awesome. Just awesome. So now here's the thing. This is what they're looking at. He's like, this is how it currently works out. Currently, the legislature has some equity concerns. Saipan is home to 90% of the Commonwealth's population. It's effectively underrepresented and existing the constitutional cap of 20 House members, for example. You got 4 legislators from Rhoda, if you think the 3 senators plus the 1 rep. Tinian, 4 as well. They've got 3 senators plus 1 rep. And then Saipan, 21 legislators, right? That's a whole lot of legislators. That's 3 senators and 18. Oh, geez, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Nothing like a little pop-up over there.
Okay, so let's get back to where we were. There we go. All right, so hey, he's like, hey, it shows even more of a disparity. It's like Rhoda's got one legislator for every 430 residents. Tinian's got one for every 511, and Saipan's got one for every 2,066. I get it. I get where these numbers are coming from and where they're going with this too. All right, so here we go. It says, hey, it's got to really be even on this. So here's what else they want to do. He emphasized that the savings can go to the right places, and he's like, hey, like supporting the retirement fund, strengthening the education and healthcare, advancing infrastructure and workforce development, and stimulating small business recovery and economic growth. And it's pretty cool. So here's what they want to do. It says, as required by law, this constitutional amendment will be placed on the ballot for voter ratification at the next general or special election. That's what's coming up next year. Legislative initiatives already garnered key bipartisan support and is advancing through the legislative process. And that's pretty cool. I mean, people are getting on board with this. So this is what they want to do. Now, if this is going to happen, again, we are going to have him on the show to talk more about it tomorrow. And I think this is a good idea. But how is it going to work exactly? We want to get the guts of this. And so that's what we've got here. Here's the actual guts of it to break it down. This is the actual initiative, 24-02. I mean, that's it. Oh, we got a phone call coming in. All right, Holidays on Tiro. Thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Hey, Brad. Good morning. This is Ray.
Hey, Ray. Good morning.
Good morning, Cinemai. Hey, good morning, Dad. It's a very interesting topic right now, reducing the legislature or the Senate to a lower number, 946 senators and 7 House representatives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's also a legislation right now in the United States that they're looking at per district. Because a lot of times those people that are voting are not registered voters. So the census, they base themselves on census, number of people, not numbers of voters. Okay, so it's the same scenario here, what Manny is trying to introduce, and I totally agree with him. And I think I recommend instead of 7 should be 10. And 2 from each senatorial district. Here's the thing about CNMI. We also counting on census about foreign laborers, but they're not voters, and that's where it misleads CNMI in numbers of representation. And I hope that they include that in the proposal when they amend the Constitution, that you must be a voter to be considered a number of population. Because when it comes to voting, only eligible voters vote, and the rest do not. So that's a very interesting, and I congratulate Manny. I think one thing that I really admire about Senator Castro, since he was a representative, he's the kind of guy that holds the bull by the horn. Not many people can do that because they're so concerned about being reelected rather than doing what's right for the people. And that's the downfall of being a representative. And that's not the whole point of being a representative or a senator for that matter. It's been an issue that, Rhoda and Tinian are getting 5,000 discretionary funds for whatever reasons, the expenditure here in CNMI. But when you really look at those Rhoda and Tinian senators or representatives, some of them are married to people from Saipan and they're staying in Saipan. So why are they entitled for that $5,000? Why?
Totally agree.
So if you're residing here in Saipan and you're making Saipan as a home, and you have a house here, then you should be entitled for that. And that's something that should be amended. I understand people that are residing in Rota and Tinian, that are traveling back and forth. But if you're already residing here, have a house here, you shouldn't be entitled for that. Like the House of Representatives, they will get, what, 2,500 square centimeter fund. That should be eliminated as well. See, there's a lot of careless legislation protecting their own interests. Okay, and this is where I totally disagree how these leaders scam taxpayers. I'll give you an example. When I was in the management, we published the system in the 90s, until the time I left the central office. Remember those teachers that were hiring from off-island? They were getting housing allowance. So we decided as management team to make a tough decision that we should eliminate those housing because a lot of our people from the CNMI are not getting that same privilege. Right? You get out of college, you have loans, you have bills to pay. So why should we accommodate it off-island? So during the Tenoris time and Desibora, they decided to eliminate it and take that amount of money that we're paying housing allowance to spread out to all the teachers to upgrade their salaries. And that's why now teachers' salaries are very attractive in the CNMI. So that's the only way we can try to entice people to come here. I'll give you another example, Brad. With all the deficit, with the CUC issue, they're expensive to power your house or power your business. How is that attractive to bring in to entice investors to come here? And these leaders must understand and they must realize that before these mega investors or just ordinary investors, before they come here to do business, they read the law. They try to understand the impact, whether it's profitable or not. So that's why it's very difficult to do business here until we address the CUC issue, until we address all this deficit in the government. Because when you look at it, it's not investors that's going to really pay for those deficits. And the Constitution mandated legislatures to retire deficits. Our deficits right now in the government, the deficit right now we have is over $500 million. That's why our GDP is so low that it's unattractive. And that's why we can't quote bonds. And that's why the government now are going after MPOT. That's the same tactic that they did to the retirement fund. That's why the retirement fund broke, was bankrupt. Because of those type of tactics, continue to loan and not pay the obligations. And we can afford that as NMDs to continue to allow this government to take advantage of those investment portfolio from MPOT. And that is sad. Then that is sad. And I propose that hopefully Manny is here listening that to have a 10 House of Representatives, island-wide, 2 senatorial from each senatorial district, and a four-year term, and you're only allowed to run 2 terms.
Ooh.
After 2 terms, you can no longer be a senator or representative. That's the way I look at it. You have to put a cap of being a House of Representative and a legislator. And by doing that, it saves the Election Commission funds to continue to hold election every 2 years. CNMI don't have control over the delegation or the delegate 2-year term. But it's something that they have to put a cap. You can have a career politician. And that's why we can move forward, because it's a recycled politicians. And Brad, we all know, Brad, we have limitation when it comes to our cognitive knowledge, or we become obsolete. After certain times, you just can't think no more. Right? So that's all I'm saying. That and in order for CNMI to really open the doors for investors, they need to address deficit and address CUC. That's all, Brett. Thank you very much, Brett.
Hey, can you stick around for a minute? Because I love a lot of those ideas. One of the things I think like one of the things that like a professional athlete, one of the things that make them try harder, they know like when their contract's coming up, right? So like when do you see most legislation? When we get closer to the elections, it seems like, right? Except for Manny, he's out there doing it ever since, right? But if you end up having a cap on how long that they can do it, and if it's a 4-year term, I wonder if they win a second term after they get elected, will they still have that same motivation to help out? I hope they do.
Well, Bob, here's the reality that not many politicians will admit this. After one term, after your third term or second term, you're only serving your own interests.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Manny is not there for his interests. He's there for the people. And that's why the legislation he's always against or for is for the people. He has a different style of leadership and mindset. And that is very admirable for a person. That's the kind of leaders we need. When you know that it's not going right, we have to hold the bull by the horn and make tough decisions, whether it's popular or not. We have to take the responsibility as leaders. That's why they're elected, to represent us, to make the tough decisions. Let me tell you, Brad, and I've been observing all this legislature when they're online during their session.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the time they're just moaning. Half the time they're asleep. Half the time they're on their phone. They're not participating. You look at the budget. There's only 2 or 3 people talking. The rest don't understand the budget process. They don't understand numbers.
I think you're...
And this is our problem. This is where our weakness is. And Manny's idea is to lower the number and be more effective. And it's just, I don't mean to be mean or what, but it's just really, something has to say something. And I don't know, the leaders are reading or listening or whatever. But some of those people are just benefiting themselves. They're just getting paid for nothing. How many, some legislatures there, senators, they've been there for years, and they have not introduced a legislation. So is it right for taxpayers to continue to fund their payroll? Is it right?
Say no. And I love this idea. I love shrinking this, the size of it, because it's like, you're putting their money where their mouth is, right? They're starting from there, and they're leading by example on this one.
And I'll give you an example, Brad, and this is just, for the sake of laughing. When it's election time, sometimes you don't even want to open your door, and they're out there looking for you. Once they are elected, you don't see them. And this is where the leaders, elected leaders, lack. They need to engage with our community. They need to conduct more public hearings so that people can engage. What's the point of passing legislation that has no impact to our community? Because there's no feedback. I understand being a legislature, you have strife, but you don't have all the answers. Some of those legislatures don't know what the heck they're going to do when they get in. But they ran for Congress, they ran for Senate. They have no idea. They have no plan of action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're struggling. But the fact is that we understood and we know for a fact that the government is bloated. Why do we need Youth Affairs Office? Why do we need Women's Affairs Office? That can be done with the nonprofit organization. Those are things that need to be streamlined. Everything that has nothing to do with the community or impact in our community should be eliminated. We need to streamline. We need, honestly, for a small island, 20,000 voters, and I hope the legislature consider that, because the United States right now are considering all those districts, and the reason why they have so many representatives in each state is because illegal aliens are also voting. And we need to count how many people are voting, because foreigners come and go here.
True.
So we need to be more realistic and logic in approaching this matter, so that we continue to stop amending our Constitution. Constitution are made to be a fine written stone, so that the Constitution can be affirmed, that we should follow. But we can't continue to amend it. There's no point of, there's no reason having a Constitution and you continue to amend the Constitution. Just like the United States, maybe every 50 years they amend the Constitution. But cinema, it's every 4 years, 5 years, they amend the Constitution. I'll give you a prime example. Let's go back to the municipal council. It's not uniform. Rota and Tinian has more power than Saipan. It's unbalanced. And I think that SNAIO should be eliminated. SNAIO was never created by the Constitution. The Saipan delegation, Saipan or Rota Tinian delegation, it was never created by the Constitution. That was never the intent. The municipal council was created by the Constitution. There are the proper council to legislate ordinance or local matters. And that's why we have leaders there that are sitting down, they don't even know what's the covenant. The covenant created the Constitution. So if you're going to follow the Constitution, you got to read and understand the covenant.
No kidding.
That's all I'm saying. I spent years studying the covenant. And that's why Delegate Hines right now is looking at 703 of the section of the covenant. Because it's written in there that all taxes collected here in the cinema should stay here, regardless whether it's federal projects. But many of our leaders don't understand the covenant.
I was thinking of something. I started typing some stuff up, and I knew you were talking about like the frequency of which we do constitutional amendments and all that stuff. And I think you make some really great points at that. I almost give the CNMI a little bit of I give us a little bit of the benefit on this one, because we're only like 50 years old, right? So like, how many of these constitutional amendments were made in the first 50 years of the United States? I think a lot of them came pretty quick, right? So maybe we're still trying to figure some of that stuff out, but we do have to do some of these things. And like this, you're right. I totally agree with, I think we're on the same page for all of it. And it all makes sense. You're coming at it with a real rational approach to this. When are you going to join? I'd love to see you run so we can vote for you too.
When you run for a public office, you have to have the desire.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the heart. Because if you can handle the heat, don't enter the kitchen. It's plain and simple. But you have to have the passion. You just don't run for representative because you're unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's the mentality here. I'll give you an example on the 701 of the covenant. All those activity with the military in Tinian, they bought or they leased Tinian for $17 million. That was back in 1978. So there's got to be an impact of all the activity here that they should be negotiating to get compensated. Cinema should get compensated with those activities that's going on there. And I hope the delegate brings that up. You know, I mean, that's how we became United States, because of those negotiations with Tinian, Anapac Harbor, and the north part of the island, the part of Indonesia. That's why the United States were interested here, because of that agreement or negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, we get a piece of the pie. 17 million. I mean, the United States is sending billions and billions and billions of dollars to NATO. Why can't they send 1 billion here? That there is a military activities. So, you know, with the infrastructure, the construction infrastructure tax, the development tax, I thought that was part of revenue. But when you have a leader that doesn't understand the covenant, they spew the beans. They drop the ball because they have no clue in the covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost over $10 billion, which is, I did the formula, over $10 million of tax revenue that could have been collected.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get that back, because we didn't do our job. So, you know, and it's plain and simple. If I'm an investor and you're a landowner and you drop the ball on your end, it's to my advantage, right?
Yeah. I got a question.
You didn't do your homework.
I got a question for you. You made a good point. You're like about, you know, people running for office when they're unemployed and all that. But we've got a lot of legislators who have been in office for a long time, and it's not like it's a great salary, right? I mean, it's a $32,000 a year. Why do you think they would stay there, you know, at that kind of a position? Because there's more money, right?
Well, Brad, that's a very tough question to answer. I don't know if they're there for popularity, they're there to make a difference in our community. Are they there for all those privileges? I really don't understand why they're running for $32,000. So you do the formula and you figure that out. It's the privilege.
Mm.
You get $64,000 a year plus your salary and all the benefits. You ain't complaining, right? Your gas is paid, your cell phone is paid, your housing is paid.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna complain? So that compensates the $32,000, and a lot of people need to realize that.
Hey, speaking of that, did you see? So you know, so Manny Castro was saying about reducing the size of the government. Did you see how the House of Representatives was going to be shaped up? This was a real interesting part of this bill. Of this initiative.
Well, I read it as legislation or the bill, and you know, 7. But when you have 7, okay, here's the thing. When you have 7 House of Representatives and don't have the credential, you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
You must have a credential. To be an Attorney General, you must have a law degree. But is that, you know, if that to be imposed, is that constitutional? It's up to the voters who they wanted to vote. But there's got to be some credential.
Well, the good news is that they've got the legal counsel in the House and the Senate that can kind of help shape them in where they've got to go, like what makes sense. But you're right about trying to get the people who do have those credentials, who would be the folks that you want. But what I thought was really interesting is that it's no longer like one rep from Tinian, one rep from Rhoda, and then the rest from Saipan. This is a full-on CNMI-wide vote for the limited number of House seats. So there's not just someone from Tinian. Like, if people from Tinian ran, they would be running in a pool. Everybody in the whole CNMI votes for the representatives, period. So it wouldn't just be like Tinian votes for a Tinian rep, because there's not just a Tinian rep. It's a CNMI-wide House of Representatives that's voted on by voters from every island. Now, the senators stay the same, where you still get Tinian votes for Tinian, Rhoda votes for Rhoda, Saipan votes for Saipan. But the House of Representatives, whoever goes,
it is a CNMI-wide position. So the voters, it's not about precinct A or B. There are no precincts anymore for the House of Representatives because everybody would vote for those folks who decide to run for the House of Representatives. So now, if you've only got 7, now it's going to be the most competitive race to be a legislator because it's open all over the place. And you figure now that's what you were talking about, those people who have those credentials. The only thing is they got to get the best of the best for those 7 or 10, like you like. You're going to need to lure people in with more than $32,000, right?
Well, but Brad, that's going back to the Constitution because the way the Constitution was crafted, equal representation for each island, not island-wide. So I don't know what's the language or the bill that's saying, the stating on this bill. But the reason why we're first, second, third senatorial because that's how it's crafted in the Constitution.
Right.
It's not going to be Tinian and Rhoda voting for Maria and Tom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the intent of the bill is for Saipan island-wide and Rhoda and Tinian will be to have their own island-wide, which is I don't think it's an island. Well, that one Manny needs to clarify that because when you say island-wide, I was under the impression of saying Saipan island-wide because we have districts here. Rhoda and Tinian it's only one district.
Right. So check this out. Can you see it on your screen? Are you on the computer?
Yeah, I am.
All right. So I've got it. Here's where the changes are. And Manny's going to come on tomorrow. This is under Section 3. If you're looking at it, we've got the full thing is online too. But so it's here's how they change it. Here's what they added. It says the House of Representatives shall be composed of 7 members who shall be elected by the qualified voters of the representative districts. Now that might be the thing. Until the next reapportionment, the representative districts and the number of representatives shall be elected from as set forth in Schedule A. Now check this out. Then they cross this part out. Here's what they eliminated. The House of Representatives shall consist of 14 members with 12 elected from Saipan and the islands north of it, 1 member elected from Rhoda, and 1 member elected from Tinian and Aguiguan. The number of representatives may be increased by law to not more than 20. And then so they eliminate all of that. So it goes from what we said first to the term of office for representatives shall be 2 years. Then they crossed out all of Section B. And it says, here's the thing. It says, for the purposes of electing representatives, Rhoda shall constitute 1 district, Tinian and Aguiguan shall constitute 1, and Saipan and the islands north of it shall constitute 6 districts. The legislature may change the number. So they eliminate all of that. Here's what it gets replaced with letter B. It says, a representative shall be qualified to vote in the Commonwealth, at least 21 years of age, and a resident and domiciliary of the Commonwealth for at least 3 years. So you have to at least live here for the past 3 years. Immediately preceding the date on which the representative takes office, a longer residency and domicile requirement may be provided by law. And then it says a candidate for the House of Representatives shall be a registered voter of the elected precinct where he or she is a candidate. So now the thing is they wipe out all that part about the candidates. So these are like some of the things that we got to ask. Because Schedule A, Section A is gone. So Schedule A, this is where we're going to get these kind of things from Senator Castro when he comes back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows all the details, but we're just trying to interpret it in our own way, right? But
yeah,
I think he would probably have the right interpretation of his intent. But that's very, very controversial when you're talking about island-wide House and Senate. There's going to be a lot of heated discussion because the way the Constitution is crafted was not designed that way.
And
so,
And that's what his thing is. Sorry, I call it, it's a legislative initiative, but it's to change the Constitution. So this, in order to do this, he can't do it, right? It's not something the House and Senate can do together. That's what he wants to put this on the ballot at the next election so that people at the CNMI would vote if we could go forward with this thing. I mean,
so that would be a popular initiative.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see what the terminology he used. He's calling this a Senate legislative initiative, a constitutional amendment to reduce the size, and then it said something in here about the vote. So yeah, like you're saying, like a popular initiative. I'm looking for exactly where he said it. We read it earlier. I just can't find it. Trying to be fast right now. But he said he'll come on. He got a funeral this morning, but then he'll come on tomorrow morning. To talk about.
Yeah,
this.
I mean, Manny's intention is great, and I really admire him to really. It's kind of telling your wife, it's like tomorrow you're not getting any stipend. Like it's very tough. I mean, it's within your own college to really kind of like throw that on their face. And Manny is a man that has a very strong leadership and a different type of mindset. And I really admire him for that. And that reminds me when I used to live in the States, like they say, time is money, and you don't work, you'll be unemployed tomorrow, or you don't produce, you're unemployed tomorrow. And I understand that tough mentality, Saipan has to change that way. And I'll give you a good example. I'm not in favor of everything that Trump does, but, he understands numbers. He didn't become billionaire for nothing. He became billionaire because he understands the market. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what the leaders need to do. They need to understand the market. And they really need to get an economist to really guide them, because honestly, holding a business degree and economics degree is totally different animal. And it's not that easy to understand economics, and they need to understand the real time, how this regional market is going on, how these markets are really affecting CNMI, and they need to re-strategize. Just like NBA, it's to turn the boat and check what's leaking, and they need to change their strategy, because 10 years ago strategy is not working today, so.
That works. Yeah. That's similar for so many different things. 10 years ago strategy is not working today. I deal with one of those things like all the time with one of the organizations I'm a part of. And it's an ongoing conversation where it's difficult to try to get some of these guys to change up a little bit, right? Or just to see it from a different perspective.
But here's the thing, and we need to accept the fact, and I'll just bluntly say it. We need an economic plan, comprehensive plan. Mm-hmm. We need an economic 20 years comprehensive plan. And I don't see that happening. We can't continue to have our leaders go in their own separate ways, venturing into marketing or marketing CNMI. We need to consolidate everyone and come up with the most effective, efficient economic plan for CNMI, including CEDA. CEDA is the backbone of CNMI. A lot of people don't realize that.
Spot on.
CEDA should be activated. CEDA should be more involved on all this economic activity in the CNMI, not the legislature. And that is where we have a problem. They should be consulting CEDA to guide them.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're the expert. They're the autonomy agency that received covenant funding, and they need to plan that covenant funding. How are they going to disperse that in the government? They need to prioritize those. We're still they're the autonomy agency that gets the covenant funding, not any other agency. It's CEDA, and they're responsible to create economic investment portfolio. I don't know if it's done, or I don't know if it's been. I really don't know.
Well, the good news is at least something that we could see this year. When we went to Washington, we had a different plan. We had different people we were going to meet with, but CEDA was in Washington, D.C. for that Select USA conference that was happening and trying to get stuff and get investment. Derek Sasimoto. Now who's
well, Brad, I understand the point of being there and be present, right? To know that where cinema exists. But they need to have a task force or a council that deals with economic issue here in the cinema. You need to get Commerce involved. You need to get CEDA involved. You need to get Department of Public Land involved. You need to create people or a council that when such big event of investors coming together, these people should get on the airplane and go together, so that the first-hand question is right there, right? Rather than going an individual department. It's a waste of time.
Well, maybe
that's what you call it should be inserted in the economic investment portfolio. A task force that are responsible to oversee economic plans and how we're going to address our deficit, how we're going to address our GDP. We have the lowest GDP in history.
Isn't that something?
You know GDP, right? You understand GDP. You understand GDP, right?
Yeah, you know what's so interesting about that? Remember when IPI was going wild, we had the highest GPD in everywhere.
Correct. Yeah. And even to the point where federal were involved, right? Because they just couldn't believe for a small island. But going back to but still going back to the factory industry back then in the 80s, we were racking in billions.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I know for a fact the congressman from California had to really push or kill the industry here because it's affecting his district. Because California is one of the exporters of textile. George Miller, I will never forget George Miller. That's his motive. It's not because of whatever wages is not compliance with the American. We can always address that. But in the covenant, it says that we're supposed to be independent, right? Sovereignty, right? That's the agreement. But remember, territorial clause gives the United States Congress the right to amend the covenant. And that's why we have 902. And we need to understand that. Right? 702, you have all those federal funds and all types of generating revenue. And here's the problem that we have in the Sinamay government, is whenever we receive federal funding, we're too slow to spend it. We are not eager to maximize those funds to develop Sinamay. That is our setbacks. And the United States have realized that the Sinamay, I am assuming that the Sinamay don't need money.
Right, exactly.
Hey, here's Brad. How in the world are you gonna not spend $412 million of PUA and PUA? How can you not take that advantage? That could have been turned to unemployment benefits if that allows in the guidelines or the language. We could have Man, I don't know what to say.
I hear you. You know,
it's
a big topic for sure, because how did that not get spent? How did that not get out there? And especially, you know, how many people, I mean, again, this is not the actual hard facts, more the anecdotal, but like, how many people have you heard say that they never did get their PUA and that they were waiting for it and all of that, right? There's still a lot of people.
I don't know, Brad. How people understand economics or financial discipline, you know. And you know, let me give you an example. I'm not too sure if you know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, United States now is trying to impose tax on remittance.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard about that, right?
Yes, I did.
So why can't we do it here?
We absolutely can. And then so many people were squawking about that. That's years ago, right? When they first started talking about doing that, saying, that's not fair. Yeah.
I mean, just like when you go to the Philippines and you land in Philippines and you're going to leave their country, you have to pay tax at the airport.
That's right.
What's different? I paid so many commodities there to bring here. I spend my money, and then you're gonna tax me when I'm going to leave your country again. What's the problem? I don't see that an issue. See, that's the problem, Bob. Remittance is really an issue in Saipan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna be biased on that, but you know, it's their discretion. But government has to really take a look at all these loopholes.
Yeah, it's a product. You know? It's a product like anything else, or product or a service. Why not have a fee on it? Especially one where it's one where you're transferring actual wealth away from the Commonwealth with folks who are brought here to really help the Commonwealth, right? And like help us develop and all this other stuff. So isn't it a good idea to try and keep some of that here? And if you can't, you know, why not? I think that's a great idea. I don't think it's a negative thing at all. And if they're looking at doing that kind of stuff in the mainland, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like less taxes all around, right, for everything, because that's what we're talking about, like reducing the size of our government so we can pay less taxes, so it could be more streamlined. But something like that, if you're purposefully sending money outside of here, then why not? I mean, it's not like you're talking about like to the mainland or something, right?
Well, here's this scenario, Brad. I was lost my train of thought, but you know, it's really something that cinema really needs to dig their hole. It's a deep hole, Brad. It's really deep that cinema couldn't dig themselves out.
Yeah.
I don't know how we gonna. I really know. I hope those people that are being appointed understands, and I think the executive branch should mandate all departments to come up with their comprehensive plan. You know, come up with each department come up with a 5-year, 10-year comprehensive plan, and ensure that and all those departments that are bringing in funds or making money, right, should come up with their own projected revenues and comprehensive plan economically. So, you know, it's a different style of mindset here in Saipan. When I came back from the States, I had to really adjust. You know, it's not something that I'm used to it. You know, and I really don't know what to say. And I was thinking, you know, like California and Washington State, they have sales tax. Oregon don't have sales tax. It's something that they have to look into it and try to insert that on their tax table to see where it fits in there. You know, we need to revamp our tax. You know, we are the most lenient tax entity in the United States. You know, and sales tax is something that we, you know, maybe they have to look into it and then see the pros and cons about sales tax. You know, so sales tax works for me because regardless whether you're on island, off island, you still pay tax. But, you know, a reasonable tax, right? You know, 2%, 3%, or whatever tax, better than none.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm a fan of taxing based on a need, right? Like just
Correct.
like, hey, we know that we want to build a new hospital. We're going to place a tax on this so we can get that. Not just like what they say, revenue generating tax. Well, what are you looking to fund? You can't just say, well, everything. Like this much tax that we want to do is going to go for here. Like that's where I can get behind that. But when just so that we can continue having more money coming into the government and become bigger and bigger, it's not good enough.
But those things has to go through legislations, right? For appropriation, right? So that has to be legislated, that sales tax, just like the poker fee, right? It goes to the scholarship, it goes to, I don't know where it goes to, but that has to come through legislation. And you know what? Whether it goes through legislation, these leaders always tend to pull from the jar.
Yes.
Reappropriate. That's the best word they do is reappropriate. And I don't see the intent of the legislation if the clause or the provision of that legislation allow that to be reappropriate. So I don't get the point.
No, I hear you. Hey, Ray, first of all, I want to say thanks. This is a great conversation. I love this, but we're just about 10 o'clock, and we're going to wrap up. We're going to get the headlines, but want to say thanks so much for calling in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the conversation. It was great. It stimulated a lot of stuff, too, so we'll talk to you soon.
And then tomorrow, what time is Senator Costa coming in?
We asked him for 8 o'clock, and so if that changes, we'll let you know. But he's going to be coming on tomorrow to talk it out. And by the way, when you go through and look at it, just how we were talking about, like how we want to hear some of the specifics, just listen to this again, where it's here. I'll put it on the screen real quick, where it was. We were just looking at this thing. We were talking about like where we're going to put
before we exit our discontinue our conversation. I think CNMI right now needs to really address the retirement issue right now because that's constitutional mandate.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have no choice. They have to pay, and they need to protect these retirees because they earn their stripes. And you can't continue to to be indecisive. Those should be a priority rather than departments and divisions fundings. And it's a constitutional mandate that we should take care of our retirees. All right, Brad?
Yep. Oh, hey, real quick.
Thank you very much.
Just before you go, it's okay if you go, but I'll tell you because I'll tell you what it says on here. So it's just the wording where I have it says the initiative proposes a comprehensive amendment to Article 2 of the CNMI Constitution by, like we said, reducing the size of the Senate from 9 to 6 with 2 elected from each senatorial district. So the Senate would still be 2 Saipan, 2 Tini, and 2 Rota. And then it says reducing the House of the Representatives from 20 to 7 members elected at large. That's the part we'll talk to him about.
Just to recall the bill that was introduced by former Representative Tina Sablan, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. I'm not too sure if the same context or language or provisions of the legislation, but it went to court, and instead of lowering the number of representatives, they increased it.
Oh, I know. I saw that.
Yeah,
I remember.
That's history. So we have to be very cautious that the legal counsel really be very mindful of that issue, and that's why we end up with 20 instead of 17 or lower.
Yeah.
So that's something to pull the case or the decision made by the judicial branch, and really read it and understand it and make sure that we don't go higher, as rather than going lower representatives and senators, we end up going higher. So that was the consequences of lowering numbers of representatives back during Tina Sablan's time. So we just have to be mindful about that.
Yes.
We don't want the court to intervene.
Yes.
Because that's something that we have to be mindful about. I'm not too sure if Senator Manny Castro is aware of that bill.
Well, we'll ask him tomorrow.
All right. Okay, Brad. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for spreading the news to the community. Continue a good job, and don't get tired, okay? I know you have a lot of energy. You're a runner. Sorry, take my word back.
All right.
All right.
Hey, thanks so
Take
much.
care.
You too.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Ray on the phone with us. And man, what a great conversation. I love that stuff. You know, when you guys call, sometimes it could be a short conversation, sometimes it could be a long one. That was a great long one. In fact, it was so good, we decided to go long on the show today. So because of that, we're going to be able to get you another update from the Associated Press. Their 10 o'clock update is here. We'll get you that, and then we'll get you some love to our sponsors. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in and listening to all this stuff. We got more news coming up to all you guys in a little bit. But first, here's the update from AP.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump says he'll impose 30% tariffs on goods from the European Union and Mexico starting August 1st. Plus, Lisa Dwyer reports there's a new tariff on tomatoes.
The U.S. government says it's placing a 17% duty on most fresh Mexican tomatoes after negotiations ended without an agreement to avert the tariff. According to the Florida Tomato Exchange, Mexico currently supplies around 70% of the U.S. tomato market, up from 30% 2 decades ago. Opponents, including U.S. companies that grow tomatoes in Mexico, say the tariff will make fresh tomatoes more expensive for U.S. buyers. One expert estimates that prices will rise 8.5% with a 17% tariff. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
In Massachusetts, authorities say the 9 people who died in a fire at an assisted living facility ranged in age from 61 to 86. Lorraine Ferrara among the trapped residents.
I went into the bathroom filled with smoke. I opened the window as far as I could, and then I hung out the window yelling, help, help, second floor. And someone above me was yelling, help, help, third floor.
And Eric Tucker reports there's more fallout from the Justice Department's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
This all centers on a decision to not release any additional records or details from the Epstein investigation. Elements of Trump's base have been under the expectation there was going to be significant new information surfacing, and now we're seeing a lot of turmoil within the ranks of the FBI and Justice Department leadership. We're aware of a tense exchange at the White House last week between FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino and Attorney General Pam Bondi. We did hear President Trump weigh in himself.
Dan Bongino, very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times, and he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
He also has really thrown his support behind Pam Bondi during this conflict and has basically told his base and his supporters to rally behind her.
This is AP News. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is asking an inspector general to review the renovations of 2 of the Fed's buildings.
The cost estimate right now is $2.5 billion, $700 million more than originally expected.
This incredible spectacle on the nation's mall of largesse.
White House Budget Chief Russ Vought says the renovations are ostentatious and offensive and may violate local building rules. The incident's a sharp rise in the administration's push to get greater control over the Fed and go after Powell, whom the president appointed and now blasts for not lowering interest rates.
He's a knucklehead. Stupid guy.
The president and others have urged Powell to step down, but there's no indication he'll leave until his term ends next year. Sagar Magani, Washington.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas.
PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hafa-day, golfers! It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary, and you're invited to the 23rd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes. With our popular Blackjack Double Payorio format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
Okay, we'll still send a code 3.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often?